Okay, so we left off setting this problem up. So I'm going to write the coefficients here of the polynomial in my synthetic division setup here. And I'm just gonna, you can do this two ways. You can work backwards or you can work forwards. Some of you might want to opt to work backwards. So the way that you do that is you know that negative 2 plus some number is negative 8, or sorry, positive 8. And then since we're going backwards now, negative 2 times some number is 10. So negative 2 times negative 5 is 10. And then, and then we don't know what this number is going to be. So then we can start working forwards. If I bring down negative 2, negative 2 times negative 2 is 4. 4 minus 2 is 2. Negative 2 times 2 is negative 4. And then I have an equation, k plus negative 4 equals negative 5. So k is going to be negative 1. So another way you can do this is, I'll show you the other way here. So let's rewrite this polynomial with all the powers of x included. It says, for what value of k will the function p of x have a remainder of 4? Have a remainder of 4 when divided by a factor of x minus 3. So my remainder is 4, my coefficients. And so now I'm going to show you the other way to do this, and that's just the straightforward way. If I bring down the 3, 3 times 3 is 9. K plus 9 is k plus 9. Then I'm going to multiply k plus 9 times 3 to get 3k plus 27. Then I'm going to bring that down. 0 plus 3k plus 27 is 3k plus 27. Then I'm going to multiply that times 3, so I get 9k minus 81. So now I have an equation 9k minus 81 minus 5, or plus negative 5, equals 4. So 9k minus 86 equals 4. I'm going to add 4 to get 90, and so k is 10. So for number 3, you can decide which way you want to do that one. I'm not going to do that one with you for time's sake. So let me just move this down. Number 4. Number 4 says, suppose you have this function and you're dividing it by x minus 2. Which is greater, the value of g of negative 2 or the remainder when g of x is divided by x minus 2? So we should probably start with finding g of negative 2. And we're going to use the remainder theorem for this. You could plug it in, but the whole point of this lesson is to not have to do this. I don't want to have to do this. This is a lot of math computation. I don't want to have to do this. So I'm going to use the remainder theorem, and the remainder theorem says if I take negative 2 and I use synthetic division, then my remainder is what this answer would be. I don't know if I did that right, so let me check my notes because I was kind of talking at the same time. Make sure I'm getting the right number 4, 3, 2, 3, negative 2. Okay, and then I messed up because this is not in descending order of exponents. So that's what I did wrong there. That's why I checked my notes. Okay, so let's switch that. -2, 3, 3, -2. And this is -2, 4, 7, -14, -12. Just kidding, -11, 22. And so that gives me a remainder of 20. So we know that when I plug in -2 into the function, I get 20. Now, then it says, which is greater if I divide by the factor x minus 2? Well, x minus 2 equals 0 means that you're dividing by 2. So same process here. And we are going to shortly find out what number, what value is greater. And it looks like g of -2 is greater than, how do we want to say this? The remainder. When g of x is divided by x minus 2. Okay. Just trying to zoom through. Okay, so that was the remainder theorem. Now we're going to look at the factor theorem. And I'm not going to kill you with decimals, so we'll just look at this first example here. It says we have some functions. One is in factored form and one is in expanded form. And the graph is given. So from the graph, what are the zeros? So we have a 0 at x equals -2, we have a 0 at -1, and we have a 0 at 1. And it says synthetically divide the expanded form by each of those factors. So when I put in -2, or sorry, each of those zeros, when I put in -2, then my remainder is 0. When I put in -1, when I divide by -1, my remainder is 0. And maybe some of you might remember we did this just for a brief moment in Algebra 2. When you divide by a factor and your remainder is 0, that means that you have a factor. I don't think I said that right. Anyways, so let's talk about the factor theorem. Here's the factor theorem. If a polynomial function is synthetically divided by one of its factors, x minus a, the remainder must be 0. So now you're going to get a question like, is a certain expression a factor of another expression? And what you're going to do is take that factor, set it equal to 0, synthetically divide, hold on a second, All right, and so when we do this, we get a remainder of 0. So it says show and explain your work. What is the graphical interpretation of this work? So 2x plus 1 is a factor of the function g of x because the remainder is 0. And what does it mean graphically? It means that g of x has a 0 at x equals negative 1/2. Okay, number 5. Let's skip to number 5. Is x minus 1 a factor? What are the other two factors? Rewrite them in completely factored form. So we're going to start with x minus 1 equals 0. That means we have a 0 at 1. They're telling you it's a factor, then you must get 0 as a remainder. If not, you're doing your math incorrectly. So bring down the 2, it's negative 1, negative 3, and we get 0 as a remainder. And it says, what are the other two factors? So now I'm going to change 2 and negative 1 and negative 3 back into a polynomial. And I'm going to factor. I'm going to factor this quadratic. So I know that I have 2x and x, and I need negative 1. So if I put a 3 here and a 1 here, that gives me 3 and 2, and I think my 3 has to be negative and positive 1. So 2x squared, negative 3x plus 2x is negative 1 minus 3. All right, so there are the two factors, and then it says rewrite g of x in completely factored form. And there it is. All right, let's try one of these k ones. It says, what happens if we know that x minus 2 is a factor? What is the value of k? So 6, negative 19, k, and 6. And we know that x minus 2 is a factor, so we know that the remainder is 0. So now we can, why did I put a 6 there? We can start going this way, and then we can go this way. So 6, 2 times negative 3, so negative 7. Okay, so then k plus negative 14 is negative 3. K is 11. All right, let's see. Any others? Let's do this last one maybe. It's kind of long. It says, how many times is x plus 1 a factor if it is a factor? All right, so these are actually kind of fun. This is the last one I'm going to do. So x plus 1, set it equal to 0. That means that I'm dividing by negative 1. I'm looking to see if I have all the powers of x and they're in descending order of exponents. Made that mistake earlier. I have to get a 0 if it is a factor. So I'm going to synthetically divide, and I